내가 지금 너를 살려주는 건
3 years ago, King Go-Nemu suffered a wound from a sword cut on his back. The chief shaman provided medicine to the king.
폐하께서
In a different place, Queen Wu's family was worried about Myeongrim, who was aiming to seize the queen's position. Myeongrim had plans to overthrow the queen because she had not borne any heirs so far. However, they had a plan to thwart Myeongrim. They would present another queen to the king so that he could have an heir. Their plan involved making head servant Wu Soon sleep with the king. This plan became evident when the king, after drinking the medicine given by the grand shaman, fell asleep. The shaman immediately called Wu Soon to enter the king's tent. When the king was fast asleep, Wu Soon gazed at him intently. She deeply desired to become the king's wife. She approached King Go-Nemu, but he suddenly woke up, and Wu Soon tried to flee. However, the king grabbed her hand to stop her from leaving. Wu Soon was confused as to why the king was being so kind to her. However, it turned out that the king was imagining Wu Soon as Queen Wu Wei. In the end, they spent the night together. The next morning, when Wu Soon woke up, the king immediately warned her not to do such a thing again. But if it happened again, he would have her executed. Wu Soon smiled, as if her plan had succeeded.
내가 지금 너를 살려주는 건 그때는 내 너의 목을 칠 것이다.
The Prime Minister of Aul Paso suspects that there is a spy among them, and the person most suspected by Aul Paso is the secretary. Meanwhile, Wodu tells Wo So to get rid of the Prime Minister of Aul Paso immediately. On the other side, the Queen's entourage is still being pursued by the White Tiger forces. They are all struggling to survive until the end. When they stop to rest, the Queen decides to head to the Beitu region, which means rocky shore. Initially, Mughal is reluctant, as that area is certainly dangerous for the Queen's safety. However, he ultimately complies with her decision. Meanwhile, the royal physician is visited by the secretary, who reveals that the bee lily flowers used to poison the king were found in Wo Sun's chamber. Upon searching the room, they discover the flowers and traces of the poison bottle. After receiving this news, Aul Paso quickly deduces that the poison was inadvertently given by Wo Sun. He immediately heads to the Grand Shaman's place. There, Aul Paso confronts the Grand Shaman, asking for the real reason behind his actions. The Grand Shaman confesses that he was forced to do this because his father had been turned into a puppet by the chief priest. Aul Paso decides to take the Grand Shaman with him. As they are about to leave, they are blocked by palace eunuchs, leading to a fight. The Grand Shaman dies before revealing who was behind all of this. Suddenly, the secretary arrives, looking worried. Naturally, Aul Paso asks why the secretary is at this place so late at night. The secretary replies that he frequently comes to check on the palace's condition, which arouses Aul Paso's suspicion. Meanwhile, the Queen's situation is hanging by a thread. They are still being pursued by the White Tiger forces. Finally, the Queen decides to put on her armor to help Mughal and the others. Their efforts eventually pay off when they reach the Beitu region. Mughal successfully topples rocks that were perched in that area. The White Tiger leader's son falls to an arrow shot by Queen Wo Wei, enraging the White Tiger leader upon seeing this.